very much. All right, let's... all right, we've got all of our candidates here. Let's get to the questions here and follow us over, because we've got a special question for the panel. What's your name?
Henry.
G'day, Henry. Grab the mic, mate. Ask your question.
Today is National Sorry Day, and we have Reconciliation Week starting from tomorrow as well. Currently, Indigenous kids are 24 times more likely to end up in prison than non-Indigenous kids. And I think most people in the room would accept that we want kids to be in their community rather than winding up in prison. I think the Labor Party have announced a few initiatives to address this, and I'd like to hear what the current government have in plans for that.
Okay, good on you, mate. Thank you. All right, Matt Cunningham is the current MP. What do you think of that issue on this National Sorry Day?
Well, I think it's great that we recognise some of the challenges we have in society and try and address them in whatever way we can. And I heard the Adelaide Crow, Eddie Betts, on radio this morning. I think he was on Double A, saying that there's, I think, 9% of the AFL players are Indigenous, and the Indigenous people represent, I think, it's around 1% of the population or slightly higher. Now, so they're role models, and they do a great job. And I know through following my local football team, Port Adelaide, that has had some wonderful Indigenous... Come on.
I knew somebody was going to do it.
I thought we were in the Port Adelaide area. Anyway, so Gavin Wanganeen, the list goes on. And they go out in the community and they try and be role models for future Indigenous. And I think that's a great stepping stone. And there's various programs, whether it be at a state level or federal level, where the government's supporting role models to try and help Indigenous children and the communities. Now, something that you might be aware of is the welfare card. I think that's a step in the right direction. It's been trialled over in Sejuna in South Australia. And I think that's worthwhile progressing with, to see how we can help the communities.
Okay. Steve, on the behalf of the Labor Party, the question I wanted to engage on this issue is, and it might be unpopular with some in the room, but in 2016, what are the examples of Aboriginal people being arrested because they are black, then found guilty because they are black, and then sent to jail because they are black? I don't doubt what's being said about incarceration rates, but often this debate can get melded in with the United States and the nasty parts of the South and their legal system here. Do you agree with the premise of the question, or what I think is some of the reality of Australia, that one of the reasons any community is in jail is because it has long criminal form?
I think it's very sad. It's very sad. It's one of the saddest things in our country that the incarceration rate is far higher if you're an Aboriginal or Indigenous Australian. And it's dreadful to think that in today's world, they are umpteen times more likely to end up in jail. What we have to do as governments, as a community, as everything else, is put programs in place that give people the same advantages that we have, the same opportunities, and to ensure that, especially through education, through training, through role models. And I was very proud to announce back in, I think it was 2011, the Work, Earn or Play, which was all about something that Matt just spoke about, but kids at school, if they wanted to play footy, if they wanted to play a particular sport that they were in love with, they either had to go to school, train or work, one of the three. And where this program was put in place, the participation rate in education, training and working grew, because they had a passion. They wanted to play football and or cricket or soccer or whatever it was. So I think we've got a long way to go. We've got a hell of a long way to go. But we should be doing everything we can, because it is very sad in today's world, in a country like Australia, where we have plenty, we have a particular small section of the community that is absolutely missing out, which causes all these other problems that we're talking about.
Thank you, Steve. All right, let's get a question here. What's your name?